Should we sentence most contemporary Norwegian politicians to capital punishment and put them in front of a firing squad and execute them? Most people would probably answer, and thank you God for that, an immediate no to that answer. If we are to analyze Norwegian law and history, though, then the technical and logical answer to that question might be slightly surprising, so to speak. You see, in the Norwegian Constitution, it explicitly says that you need at least 2/3 of the Norwegian Parliament to submit the Norwegian state's sovereign ability to act inside of its own country to another state. So you need to have 2/3 of the Stortinget and their consent to give away powers to a foreign entity. 2 times, in 1972 and in 1994, we had a vote, a public poll, so to speak, to decide whether or not Norway as a country should join the European Union. And both of those times, the no argument won. So we twice voted no to join the European Union. If you look at the facts, though, we are a part of the European Union for all practical concerns, except one, which is really ridiculous, because the European Union have more or less complete control over Norway. However, since we are not a full member of the European Union, we are the only country who is, for all practical concerns, a member of the European Union who does not have a vote inside of the European Union. So we're kind of like the dumbest member of the European Union that was ever a member. We're like the European Union slave country in Europe. Now, in 1994, when we were voting about whether or not we should join EU, I voted no. Today I'm not so sure anymore. And in fact I reserve the right to not have an opinion about that question, because to be honest with you, I have no freaking idea whether or not we should be a member of the European Union or not. I mean, I can see the pro arguments. I mean, I think of myself as a global citizen. Hence I can see the advantage of eliminating borders between states and countries. I can see the advantage of that by entangling the different European economies together. We reduce the likelihood of wars and so on and so on. At the same time, I can also see the advantage of being a sovereign state, capable of deciding for ourselves what we should do, and so on. Therefore, I reserve the right to not have an opinion in regards to that question. However, when Vidkun Quisling left for Germany in the late 30s, and effectively for all practical concerns invited Adolf Hitler to come to Norway, to occupy Norway, then he committed, according to the Norwegian Constitution, High-Treason, because he voluntarily submitted our sovereignty to a foreign power. When we became member of the European Union through the so-called backdoor, called EØS, which means European Economical Collaboration, which is, for all practical concerns, an almost completely full membership of the European Union, then, since there was no backing in the Norwegian population, according to the Norwegian Constitution, that was actually high treason by the politicians who organized that party. Which means if we are to interpret the Norwegian Constitution literally, then according to Norwegian law, we should drag out Gro Harlem Brundtland and most other politicians that was engaged in the process in front of a firing squad at Akershus Festning and execute them. That is the literal meaning of the law, the Norwegian Constitution. Am I in favor of doing such a thing? No. In fact, I think guns are stupid. I don't think you need guns to defend yourselves when you are a man. I don't believe in punishing people for past crimes or sins or whatever. In fact, my only agenda is where do we go from here? However, if we are to interpret Norwegian law literally, then that is what the law says we should do. So then comes the question, should we execute every single politician at Stortinget? Or maybe there is another solution. I don't know. What do you think?